Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elise. If this is your first time, then welcome, and if it's not, then welcome back. So in today's video, I want to talk about something which I get asked all the time, and especially recently now that I'm sort of putting out videos about eczema and healing your skin. And the question is, do you really need to be vegan to heal your eczema? And this is such a good question, and it's something I ask myself all the time, and I'm still kind of questioning it. Well, the reason I started this channel wasn't to pretend like I have all the answers and I know exactly what's going to cure you from eczema and you know, this is how it is, and you know, don't ever question anything I say. Honestly, the only reason I started this channel was to tell you guys about what I did and what I've been through, and sort of tell you guys the things that I've learned. But I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the reasoning that I have come to, having gone through this journey, having done lots and lots of research. Again, not saying that this is the definitive answer, I'm just saying that this is what I believe. So what we do know about eczema is that it is a problem with inflammation. You have too much inflammation in your body and it's coming out in your skin. It is probably a very complicated immune problem, as in your immune system is acting up for reasons that we do not know. There are lots of different theories as to why it is acting up. It's probably also something to do with the texture and the sort of the genetic predisposition and the quality of your skin. I think certain types of skin are more prone to eczema than others, but it is definitely a problem with inflammation. That's why you're red, that's why you're itchy, that's why it's painful. It's inflammation. And we know that there are certain foods that cause inflammation, that cause chronic inflammation. And chronic inflammation is the cause of many lifestyle illnesses that we have today, not just eczema. So the things that we know that definitely cause this inflammation are things like too much sugar, too many additives and preservatives and weird chemicals, too much salt, certain types of fats, particularly trans fats and saturated fats, and in that list is processed meats and possibly red meat, we don't really know, but definitely processed meats, they definitely cause inflammation. So we want to avoid and we want to eliminate these types of foods completely. On the other hand, we know that there are certain types of foods that actually reduce inflammation. So these are things like dark leafy greens, these are things like turmeric, these are things like ginger, these are things, most fruits and vegetables, all the antioxidants in fruits and vegetables. These are all very anti-inflammatory. So now we look at these two elements together, we've got very inflammatory foods and very anti-inflammatory foods. It kind of makes sense to eat most of the anti-inflammatory foods to reduce the inflammation inside your body. Secondly, there is a lot of evidence to suggest that there is a digestion problem, because your immune system basically develops from your microbiome in your gut, and that's why it's very likely that it's something to do with poor digestion or a gut imbalance. We don't know for sure, this hasn't been proven, but there is a lot of evidence and a lot of scientists who believe that this could be very possibly the case. So then we go back to our diet. If it is something to do with digestion, if it's something to do with imbalance of your gut, then eating, again, lots of fruits and lots of vegetables is going to be good for rebalancing the gut microbiome. On top of the fact that maybe your digestion needs some kind of healing, maybe it needs a bit of a break, and proteins and meats are harder to digest than plant foods. There are other plant foods and natural foods that also are hard to digest, like nuts are quite hard to digest, certain fats are quite hard to digest, so it's not so black and white, it's not just vegan versus non-vegan. Finally, I want to say that a lot of the meat that we eat nowadays is often, not always, but from quite stressed and unhappy animals who get injected with weird things, who get fed weird things, and I personally just don't think this is something you want to be putting into your food when you're trying to, you know, get your body into a good balance, into a good state. I don't think eating animals that are unhappy or stressed is going to be good for that. Again, this might just be my belief. There's no scientific evidence for this. It's just what I think. So putting all these things together, if we look at the plant-based vegan diet, we can only conclude that it is very, if not the most anti-inflammatory diet and healthiest and nutritious diet that you can get out there. Now, there's also a lot of studies to show that dairy and eggs are actually linked to the causation of eczema. Do I think that meat per se causes eczema? Probably not. But if we go back to what I was saying before, when you're trying to heal yourself from eczema, you want something that is super anti-inflammatory, brings down the inflammation, as well as provides you with lots of nutrients in a very easily digestible way. And I think by going vegan plant-based diet, you're giving yourself the best chance to heal. Is it the only way to heal? Probably not. I'm sure there are other people who've followed other diets and it's worked for them. Again, I can't sit here and say that I have all the answers. I really don't. All I'm doing is telling you what worked for me and what's worked for many, many other people. So I told myself a year ago that I would try the plant-based vegan thing in an attempt to heal my skin and see how it worked, and it's actually worked really, really well for me. Do I think I'm gonna be vegan for the rest of my life? Definitely not. And I think I've been quite clear about this. This is why I prefer the term plant-based, and I do eat small amounts of fish here and there. So to answer the question, do you really need to be vegan to heal yourself from eczema? Short answer is, I don't know. What I do know is that it worked for me and it's worked for lots of other people, on top of the fact that you'll get so many other health benefits that you'll probably want to stay on the vegan diet anyway. So if you guys are sitting out there and you're thinking about it and you're struggling and you've had this for ages and you don't really know what to do, then just give it a go and give it lots of time. It took me over a year to get to this point, so you know, be patient and see how it is, see how you guys like it, and remember to always do your research. Always be very careful about the things that you believe, and there is so many strange pseudo-scientific ideas out there about things that you'll read, so just be very, very careful about what you listen to and keep your head on you. So if you have any more questions, please do leave a comment. I love it when you leave comments and I love answering them. Please also like and subscribe, and I hope you guys are keeping well, and I hope this was informative and useful and interesting, and I'll see you again very soon for another video.